Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Married to Medicine, and the show has returned. It just aired on Sunday, and this episode basically talked about how everyone was dealing with the pandemic and how everybody was coping with it. See how everybody, family is coping with the pandemic and how they are dealing with it in their own lives and as doctors. And while they are dealing with the pandemic, they also talk about the racial tribulation that African American people are going through during this difficult time. And they also talk about the death of George Floyd. Okay, and they give their own testimony on what they went through with racial profiling with the cops. Okay. And as you know, it aired without Mariah being on the show because she is no longer on the show. And I'm really upset about that because Mariah was my girl, okay? I love Mariah on the show. So I'm highly disappointed that she is not on the show. And Toya actually brought a new girl onto the show named Anelia. I think that's her name. And is Anelia supposed to be Mariah's replacement? Okay, I don't know. How I feel about that? Yeah, I feel like nobody could replace Mariah. That's just my opinion. You could feel how you could feel, and I could feel how I could feel. We really want to know what happened between Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie relationship since the reunion, because that's what began to highlight all through the show. Since the reunion, their close BFF relationship had went on a downward spiral where they was barely talking to each other. Everybody in the group actually sensed that. They sensed some separation between their relationship, and the group actually want them to work it out. Since everybody was dealing with this pandemic in their own way, they still left time to throw shade to each other. Let me tell you, they had me rolling on this episode. Even though the pandemic is serious, baby, I caught the shade from each and every one. And mostly all the shade was going to dr.heavenly. Yo! They was clowning dr.heavenly in this episode. Okay? Okay, let me tell you something. And Toya was ready to bring the heat to anybody who wanted. Toya had me rolling at the end of the episode. So you have all the doctors coming together. Dr.Damon, Dr.Jackie, and dr.heavenly all coming together to give the COVID test. And this is how they're giving back to the community, and all the doctors is dealing with it in their own right. Dr. Simone actually talks about her relationship with Dr. Jackie. It is not where it used to be. And during this pandemic, it gave her time to reflect on what is important, her close family and friends. And clearly, Dr. Heavenly is not her close friend. Okay? And it seems like everybody is getting their priorities straight during this pandemic, because it's having people to sit down and reflect on their own lives and where they are and where they need to be with their relationship, with their family, and with their jobs. Okay? Dr. Simone is actually having a conversation with her son. Her son is supposed to be going to Lee University, which is in Tennessee, I believe. I don't know where the hell that is. And he is going on a basketball scholarship, which I think is great. I think that's amazing. If anybody could go to school on a scholarship, please don't mess that up. Because it's hard for African Americans to get scholarships. Okay? It's very hard. So, and he is having a conversation with his mother because Dr. Simone want to know what is his plans when he go to school, and he basically want to have a social life. He want to date, party, have fun. I like there is nothing wrong with that, but also you gotta balance your social life with your education because you gotta maintain those grades. If you do not maintain those grades, you could lose your scholarship. And I don't like what the son was saying about the joke. He was joking, but to me, I did not find this funny about not wearing condoms. Like, no. To me, that is not funny at all. I like, to him, that would be funny. Everybody should be wearing condoms if they is having sex, okay? Whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, you should always be protected, okay? And I don't make jokes about that because I do not find that funny. Okay, you have Toya trying to convince us about the suburban life. How they have big homes, how it have tennis, and all the things you could do like it's a commercial. Yo, that part was hilarious to me at the end of the day. And there's nothing wrong with the suburban community. A lot of people want to get out the urban community to live in a suburban community. But I will always be down for my urban community because it teaches you things that the suburban community will not teach you. And it's another adult moment in the urban community. At the end of the day, the only thing I don't like about the urban community is a lot of violence. Okay? And I think that's why people move to the suburbs, to escape all the violence that is happening in the urban community. Okay. And you have Eugene actually giving an explanation on how he was dealing with the pandemic as a doctor. And in the beginning, he was getting mixed information on how to battle to help the patients more with this thing. And in the beginning, nobody knew what it was. So we got all kind of mixed information, especially about testing, who did it affect, and people being on ventilators or not being on ventilators. Okay? At this point in our stage of our life, I think, are they getting better on handling this disease that is happening to the people? I have no idea, because the flag actually was waved half down for the death of 500,000 people who died from this disease at the end of the day. So I don't know if they're getting a better handle on this or not. And this is actually true because this was in the news. Okay? You have Dr. Contessa. She actually talks about her accomplishment, how she finished her degree and got her master's in the public health at Nashville, Tennessee. And she did that in the nick of time when this pandemic happened, was able to return home to her family. And her and her husband actually brought in her husband's niece and her girlfriend, Parrish and Ashley? I don't know. Parrish and Ashley to help out with the children because Dr. Contessa and her husband are spread thin. First of all, they're working in the hospital and they needed somebody to be home with their children. And Parrish is actually a yoga instructor, and I actually love yoga. I think yoga is peaceful. It clears your mind. And also, I feel like yoga is healing for the body. It stretches you in places that you don't know you could be stretched. Okay? and in your mind, you feel like you're growing and you're developing, okay? Yo, it will give you a calm level like no other. And you have the family doing it, Dr. Contessa. But is it me? I'm like, why is Dr. Contessa in an evening gown? Like, to me, is she wearing an evening gown around her house? I say it's okay. I believe that's Dr. Contessa coping mechanism, getting dressed up, because that's how she deal with the pandemic. Cause I didn't understand why Contessa is in an evening gown in her house. That dress look like evening wear to me. Am I wrong or am I wrong? They talking about love potion for her children because they are very active. The yoga scene was definitely a good family interaction with each other, and they were just having a good time. And then you have Dr. Jackie house. Let me tell you something. Dr. Jackie house is everything. That house was gorgeous, baby. When I say I'm in love with Dr. Jackie house, I am in love with it. Alright? And during the pandemic, it caught Dr. Jackie into doing her renovations. Okay? And she needs to finish this house off. And you see her husband actually bringing in the groceries, wiping down the food before it comes into the house. And it seemed like Dr. Jackie and her husband is at a better place with their marriage. Okay? Dr. Jackie actually forgave her husband, and she is forgetting what he has done to her. I was always told, you can forgive but never forget. But she actually is forgetting all the things her husband has done. Okay? Dr. Heavenly is throwing a party for her husband. Okay? He about to turn 50 years old. And she gets in a confessional about how the children talk very highly about their father and her husband. Okay? But they don't do the same for her. Yo, Dr. Heavenly had me rolling when she was saying... Dr. Heavenly is crazy. I swear to God. Yeah, she had me rolling. And she going all out for her man. Alright? I believe going all out for your spouse if they are good to you. Okay? And there's nothing wrong treating your spouse like a king or a queen if they have been nothing but loyal to you and have been nothing but good to you. All you want to do is have nothing but the best for your spouse. And there is nothing wrong with that. I thought Dr. Simone looked beautiful in her black and white outfit. I love the lace top with the black shorts. Okay, I thought that was very nice. You have the ladies, Amelia and Toya going out with their husbands. They actually going towards the party, and they are waiting on Toya, and Toya is late because she cannot forget the Patron. Alright? And the ladies are talking about their relationship on how Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie relationship is not where it used to be. And Toya giving her advice. I said Amelia is new to this, and she's actually giving her opinion on it. Okay? She not filling out the environment. My girl is getting her shine where she can get her shine in. And Toya recognized that Simone is hiding her feelings about how she really feel about not being where she at with Dr. Jackie. And she knows she's just talking crap, you know what I'm saying, as a defense mechanism. And she's really hurt by it. And you have Dr. Contessa and Dr. Jackie in the car, and they also giving their opinion about the relationship. Dr. Jackie wants to reconcile her relationship, And Dr. Contessa know both the ladies are stubborn. Nobody is going to admit. Nobody want to make the first move. Because of their pride and their ego. It's in the way of reconciling the relationship. How I feel about the relationship of Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone, I feel like they should work it out. I want to see them better their relationship. I don't want to see their relationship go down the toilet. If you could salvage it, somebody got to make the first move and put their pride to the side. I hope these ladies have a private conversation and do this not in front of a group. If they really want to work it out, it have to be in private, okay? And if they're going to be friends and work together, I think they need to set guidelines. They need to communicate on the phone on how and which this is going to go. If they really want their friendship to work out. And I am rooting for them. I don't have friends, so I don't know how this works. Don't get me to lying about friendship etiquette, okay? Don't get me to lying about friendship etiquette, because I cannot tell you anything about it. Let's see what else. Oh, you have the scene where the lady is putting the crabs into the bag. Those crabs actually look good, but I was skeptical. Let me tell you, I was really skeptical about eating seafood in the pandemic because I really don't want to get sick. But let me tell you, whoever cooked those crab legs, that looked delicious. Boo-boo! Okay? And you have the lady getting it COVID ready. Like, she is putting it in the plastic bags, okay? Covering them up so nothing will get onto them. I really liked it, that idea. That was really good. And you see Dr. Heavenly going on her way, getting the party ready, putting signs. You must wear a mask. You must have a shield. Okay? And she's actually testing people for the party. And you have Dr. Contessa in the car, and she is dressed to the nine. My girl got on her sparkles. Alright? I like, you better go, Contessa. I'm not going to tell that lady not how to dress and how not to dress. Okay? If that's what makes you feel beautiful, you got to do what makes you feel good to yourself to boost your self-esteem up. Alright? Everybody arrives to the party, and Dr. Heavenly is testing everybody. And yeah, here Dr. Contessa shading the hell out of Dr. Heavenly. Yo, she said, and Dr. Heavenly don't know nothing about testing. Is that what she think it takes to test people for COVID-19? I'm like, I'm done. I said, at least Dr. Heavenly is putting an effort in to make sure people are preventing of getting COVID-19. And I think she did an amazing job at the party. Despite what the pandemic that is going on, I think Dr. Heavenly did an amazing job to make sure everybody stays safe and people are protected. Alright? You have Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie actually makes the first move to talk to Simone, because Simone in the confession is talking about, see, I get nothing. Yo. I think they both gotta be adult ladies. Y'all actually work with each other in the same hospital. Okay? And Dr. Jackie actually talked to her about that, how's it going at the hospital. Here comes Toya breaking down the awkwardness, talking about the crab legs being crabs in a bucket. Yo, I cannot. That was such an awkward moment. I just cannot right now. And you have the ladies in the group giving conversation on how could Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie actually make their relationship better. Because they feel like if they don't get it right, the group is going to fall apart, because their relationship is the glue that holds everybody together. And they're sitting down, and Toya is going off. Yo, I don't know what that scene was about. I don't know how you're gonna eat with this shield on our face. You're usually able to eat with the shield, but not with the mask. You can eat with the food underneath the shield. Toya was not having it. She did not want to freaking have the mask. Toya did not want the shield on. Toya was like, "You're being fake, okay? That's why the relationship is not where it's at." I don't know if that was the patrol talking. People say when people get alcohol in their system, that's when the truth comes out. Because people who drink tells the truth. Alright? And Toya was like, "I don't care if you throw me out. Yeah, I'm ready to go." My girl got up. That was the end of that. And then you have the men telling their story about racial profiling. And you have Cecil telling his story when he was in California. When he was like 27. How the cops mistaken him as somebody else. And they had him sitting on the ground. And stuff like that. I think that is terrible. Because nobody want to feel like that. And I'm all for getting the right people. The right person for the right crime. And Dr.Damon was telling his story how he had guns pointed to his head. But I really missed it. Because I don't know what he was talking about. I'm like, who put a gun to his head twice? Did the cops put the gun to his head twice? Or did a gangbanger put a gun to his head twice for no reason? Okay, it wasn't really clear about that. And one thing I don't like is to interpret something as it is not. And I was really confused about that situation. Who put the gun to his head twice? Okay, he did not say the police. He didn't say a gangbanger. I don't know. I was confused about that. And I hope that Bravo is not editing it to make it seem like the cops did something and they didn't. That's all I'm saying. I was just really confused about that message. Let me see what else got added in here. Oh, tell me, what do you think about the new girl? Is the new girl ready for this group? I like, for you to be brought into this group, you got to be ready to hold your own, and you cannot hide behind a cast member on this group. Because let me tell you, each and every individual has strong personality, and they will check you. You understand me? If you do not come correct. So, do you think Anelia could gel well with this group? And is she outspoken just like the rest of the people? You're going to see a clip on what Amelia brings to the table. And let me tell you, people that's of other cultures and races, they just as crazy as Americans. Let me tell you something. If you have not worked with an Indian or Bangladeshi, those people are controlling. And swear to God, they think they're your mama and daddy, and they can tell you what to do. They crazy, I tell you. They can have a good heart sometimes, but they can be very crazy. And I don't put it past that she probably can bring something to the table. I just hope she can hold her own with these girls without hiding behind Toya. Alright? And you're going to see her get into it with Dr. Heavenly about being a blogger. So, I just want to thank you if you even listen to this. So, everybody, you are spectacular. And continue to shine. Thank you. That's it.